Good morning. Even though I have filmed a video every month, it seems like a very long time because my last video was December the 8th. And I am filming this today on Friday, January 24th, and I usually film videos about a week before they go up. Today I want to talk to you about, we had a 3-day power outage, and our area was, compared to so many things going on, what we have going on was not much at all. But we had 3 days without power, and our area, our county was deemed a state of emergency. So I'm going to tell you how I coped with that. I do want to talk about a condition I have and what's been going on with my hands and why you all haven't heard from me. Also, for probably the last 33 days, I've been using a memory app, and I've really enjoyed it, and I was going to tell you about that. And of course, everything I talk about, I bought myself, and I've never been sponsored. So I just found this on my own, and I thought I'd share it with you. And also, I want to share with you what I have found that I feel comfortable donating, what organization I feel comfortable donating for all these emergencies that are going on. The fires in California, the people that in North Carolina that still don't have a place to live. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. On January 5th, we woke up to an ice storm. I have never seen an ice storm as bad as this one. Our whole town, there was no power in our whole town. Of course, you couldn't get anything, and you couldn't get out. I will put a link to a neighboring county, just a little video on what, because if you haven't seen what happens to trees when there's ice on them, and power lines, all our power lines are up. So everything went down, and we were fortunate. A lot of people went without power for a whole week, and ours went out on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday afternoon. It came back, it went off, and then it came back on. So a few days after the ice storm, we got 5 inches of snow. So I did not leave the house from January 3rd until January 17th. What happens is when you get that much snow on top of ice, it really insulates the ice and it stays for a long time. That was my first opportunity to get out of my driveway, that my alley was blocked for fallen trees. It really kind of looked like a war zone. I had a beautiful pear tree that I had to have cut down, and I'll put in a picture of what it looked like, but but the branches just go down to the ground. I bought this home that I live in 1991. It was built in 1891, and when I bought it, I had 2 teenage children, and I had a gas furnace. And I noticed after the first year that from like 6 months out of the year, I only used minimum or none. I mean, you got a minimum bill for your gas. And I thought, well, eventually, your water heater, you're gonna have to replace appliances. So the first thing I did was when my water heater went out, I got a gas water heater. And the next thing I did was I put up my antique fireplace that came from my home I grew up with. And I had just a gas that you can turn on unit to put in. And then when I needed a new range, I got a gas range. So those 3 things really helped a lot. And what was funny, using the gas water heater and the gas range, I still never go over minimum during the time of year where we don't need heat. So I really saved a lot of money in doing that. Everywhere Jim sits, I have a flashlight, and he knows right where it is. I have them all over the house. But quite a few years ago, I found something that I really liked, and it is a rechargeable lamp. I would say this was about 4 years ago when I got this. And when I got it home, when I ordered it from Amazon, and when I got it, I thought, this doesn't work. I charged it, and I couldn't get it to turn on. And then I read the directions, and you put 2 fingers on it, and it turns on. And then you put 2 fingers, and it turns off, and it changes colors. But this has been very helpful, and I really liked it. I liked having this when the power went off. And then in 2023, I saw these lamps, and I got 2 of them, and they're again rechargeable. Hey, I need some more light in this video. But I have 2 of these, and I always make sure every month that these are charged because I put them throughout the house. The next year, I found these, and I love them. They're the same thing. And I keep one at my bedside and one always on charge. So I always have one charging. Before the ice storm, I had ordered these, and what I liked about them, they were short and a very substantial base, and they're just wonderful to have. And it was great during the power outage. I didn't have to worry about candles, didn't have to worry about anything except for charging these items. I have had this Halo Bolt charger for a car. You can charge your car. I don't know how long I've had it. I know that all of the grandchildren on their 16th birthday, I bought them one, and my oldest grandson is 27, so I had mine before his. But you can charge several items on here. You can charge two, it's a flashlight, and I use this to charge some of my items. And these I bought a couple years ago. They plug in and they're chargers. Mine is pink, and then I had two more put back for gifts because, you know, grandsons change girlfriends. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I went ahead and I opened those up, and when the power came back on, I charged them. But this worked really well, and it has several different ports that work for quite a few different items. So we were comfortable. We sat in the living room most of the time, and Jim sleeps in the living room. He's very comfortable there, so he stayed nice and warm. And I read this book right here, The Tasty Nut Shop. Well, I didn't read it all, but I am probably a third of the way through. And my problem with reading is it's the one thing that I can't stop doing when I need to. I can stop watching anything, but once I get into a book, I don't want to put it down. And it usually takes a while to get into it, but this was wonderful. And one of my viewers, longtime viewers, that also lives in Illinois, well, probably 120 miles from me, I wrote this book with her friend, and her name is Judy, and her friend's name is Lynn. If I have a link to the book, I'll put it below, but it has been a delightful book, and I will get back to it. And if Judy leaves a comment, I'm going to pin it to the top if it's okay with her, because this has just been really enjoyable. So those are the things that kept all my things charged and kind of it did keep us comfortable. Before I go on, I want to tell you, I do have Raynaud's in my hands and in my feet. I wear gloves all the time. I have all different kinds, some that, you know, you can use as a mitten. This hand is a lot worse, and it is very painful. And there's nothing I can take for the pain. So if I keep my hand warm, keep it in a glove. I have gloves I sleep in. I have gloves I put my hands in the water in that are pretty decent, but it really, really hurts to type, and I don't even know if I can get this edited. So this may be very short if I can't edit it, but my fingertips are just really, really sore. And this will pass. I've had it for probably 10 years. It's just gotten worse this year. The first time I noticed it, I thought it was a complication to a medicine I was taking, and it was 10 years ago. And I thought my feet were so cold all the time that I wanted to order some Uggs, UGGs, just the plain Uggs. So I wanted to get the least expensive ones I could find, and I didn't know what size I wore. This was the first pair of Uggs I bought. I put this on afterwards because I use this if I have to go out in the ice or the snow. I have these cleats on, so they didn't come with it. But I found out I wore size 10. So these kept my feet very warm. They have lambskin on the bottom, and they're just, I mean, and they last. These are 10 years old. After I found these, I think I paid $62 for it because I didn't care what they looked like. I just wanted a pair to see if they would keep my feet warm. So then I ordered another pair, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful. They, you know, their quality, they lasted. I got these on sale also. These are my brown, and I wear these outside. And then the next year I ordered a pair of black. I always wait until they're on sale. So I had 3 pair of boots, one for snow, one for brown, one black, and I was okay if I left the house. Well, then I decided I wanted a pair of house shoes. So a couple of years later, I ordered these. They're perfection. They have the lambskin, and mine are just the UGG brand. They're not, there's some that have another word in front of them, But I know I like the UGG brand, and I know they really last. And my last pair that I ordered are these. So I am set with shoes. I don't think I'll ever have to buy any more. But since we had no power, you know, the floor, I have hardwood floors, so they were remaining cold and my feet were cold. And then I remembered a couple of years ago, I bought some UGG shoe inserts. It was over 2 years ago. And here they are. I had them in a pair of boots that I wore outside that were too cold for me. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go get those out and put them in these shoes. And it worked perfectly. They just slid right in and my shoes still fit, and it truly kept my feet warm. And the funny thing is, from L is for Living, and her, I think it was her December favorites, I'll link it in there. The very first item she mentioned, she bought some shoe inserts that are made of the same fabric, that are made of the same material. I think these cost $20, and I think she got 2 of them they weren't an UGG brand, but she loves them and they work. So I'm going to put her video so you can see which kind of shoe insert she wore. But I was so surprised when I saw it because I had already decided I had to share this with you. So I have a long thermometer that I keep in the bedroom because I do like to have a cold bedroom, but I didn't want it 32 degrees, and that's what it was the 2 nights that we didn't have any power. So I got out. I hadn't gotten it out this year, my unhide blanket. And I love this. They go on sale. I bought one for myself, and then they went on sale. I either get them at Nordstrom. I think Amazon may have them, but they're a lot more than what they used to be. I paid more for mine, but when I bought them as gifts, they happened to be on sale at Nordstrom, and I think I paid $130 for them. But I've seen so many different kind, and nothing I've seen is as good as this. It is so thick. I kind of got hot. I had to fan every once in a while because it was that warm. And I'm going to put a video, if I can find it, of Mary Glitzy Fritzy. The company had sent her one, and now she knows why I love mine so much. They are wonderful. And I bought this in early 2022, and I love it. I just love it. I know I talked about these in a video a couple of years ago. They are long underwear, and I wanted some more, and I ordered some more. I had 2 pairs, and I wanted to have some more, and I ordered them. All they had at the time was 3X, and normally I wear, I like 1X or extra, extra large, and my 3X fit like a glove, just like my 1X do. So I ordered 2 pair of these. So you know what? I don't sleep in my pajamas anymore. I have been sleeping in these, and because the pants are so formed, they just fit like a second skin, they don't bother me in bed. Like, I can't stand pajama bottoms. Didn't want anything on my legs, but now I have been wearing these every night. I think I have 4 or 5 pair, and also I wear them underneath something to keep me warmer. And they've been really good, and I got them from Amazon, and they wash and dry, and they really are quality. Believe it or not, they are quality. I even like them better than Cuddle Duds. I have some Cuddle Duds, and I like these better. I've got to tell you what actually shocked Jim. He was so excited. The first morning that we got up and there wasn't any power, I went into the kitchen, and he goes, I smell something. Well, of course, I had a French press coffee maker, and since I have a gas stove, I could light a match, and the stove would come on, and I brought him a cup of coffee, and he was thrilled. And I just have the basic one, and I've had it for years and years, but it sure was nice to have when you had no power, because there was no place, even if somebody was out and about, you couldn't get any coffee in our town because it was... everything was closed. So to prepare for the next outage, the only thing I did, I ordered the headlamps, because with Jim with a walker, I thought it would be nice for him either to put it on his head or just wear it right around his neck so he could see if the power went off again. And they're just handy. Like if I have to go down the basement and check the breaker box, I can just put this on my neck. So I keep everything in one area in my pantry. I have all the things for cold weather in one area, and all the things of the battery operated fans and things like that. And then some of them are crossovers. So, you know, any of the things that help recharge things. At the first of the year, I decided I was going to start using my Mito Red panel on my neck every day. So I did. And then of course the power went off. And then when it came back on, what I've done is I do it Monday through Friday, and I do it when I come in and make my bed. I have a tall bar stool that is collapsible that I can put in front of it, and it hits me in this direction. And what I'd been doing, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I just, you know, my hands have been cold. So when I come in here, no matter what I have on, I just put this down and I just look up and it gets this area right here. Well, I thought, well, you know what? Red light is supposed to help circulation. So probably about 5 days ago, I've been exposing my hands to it, and I'll see if that helps. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. So I'll let you know if I have any luck with that, but it's going to get warmer weather, so it won't be a problem. The app I want to tell you about is called Elevate. And I could try it free for 3 days, and it helps with memory, of course that's what the main thing is, memory. They do math, vocabulary skills. It takes about 5 minutes a day to go through all the things that they suggest for you to do. And you can, you know, use your phone or an iPad. And like you have to, you know, like do averages, percentages. The one thing that was hard for me, but I'm going to use my iPad, is when you have to put in the word. They'll have a word and they want you to use another word that means the same, a synonym. And I'm terrible on the phone trying to type. I just can't do it at all. Even with good hands, I can't do it. So I can do it with my left hand, but they don't ask you to do that very often. But what I hate, it gets harder. And it'll say, oh, you have proficiency to a higher level. And I think, no, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. Like, it'll read you a story one word at a time, and it'll do it at 160 words per minute, and then it'll go to 200 words per minute, and then they ask you a question, and then 240 words per minute, and then you answer the question. And it always just kind of freaks me out. It reminds me of the reading comprehension test in grade school. You know, I really, but I do think it has helped. I've really kind of worried about my memory some. I talked to my doctor about it, and he thinks there's absolutely nothing wrong with my memory. He thinks I just have a lot on my mind, and that is true. That is true. And I just try to do everything I can to keep sharp, but it's like, it's something like I'll be doing something and I'll think, oh, I need to do that. When I start to go do something, I think, what was that I was going to do? Well, I always remember, but it is my very, very, very short-term memory. Not even, it's nothing that happened 30 minutes ago. It's just immediate. He said, but your mind's already going to something else. The charity, I don't know if it's called a charity, but back in, I think it was 2017 or 2018 when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, I was really impressed with Be Strong, and you can look it up. I'll put the word up here. They seem to have their act together, and they worked with another company, and I have done research and trying to find if the money goes to the people, and it does. And you can also choose, like recently on the fires, if you wanted to donate to the fires, you could, and you can also donate to North Carolina. You know, you can say where you want your money to go, and 100% of the money, is the way I understand it, goes towards gift cards. So that's something that I have felt comfortable using since Hurricane Maria. Just put it out there, not telling anybody to use it, but just do research. Anyway, it is all good. I've missed y'all. I have missed you, and I hope that I can start replying to even my December comments. And I still plan on, for a while, still doing one video a month, and it'll be the last Friday of the month. The reason I had it early in December, because that was my yearly favorite. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, and I'll see you in my next video, and take care. So I can do it with and I always do that. I did probably ADHD it. I don't know for sure. The branches go down to the ground, and I always make sure that they are That in and of itself is interesting. Put it in a glove, in a